Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and in today's video we will take a look at the latest update and all of the latest released features for the Pixel Buds Pro 2. Now, this was spoke about last month with the upcoming features of the adaptive audio. You also have loud noise protection. You have better Gemini Live interactions. You also get your head gestures, so this way you can shake your head to either reply to a text message or to answer or reject a phone call. Also, now when your case and the buds get all the way up to 100%, so if they are charging, with either wireless charging or plugged in, you'll get a notification on the top when they have reached their full 100% everywhere. Also, too, what I love is just all of these sounds that comes from this case. So right there is your USB Type-C charging port, but then this is the speaker. So this way, if you have your buds in the case and you don't know exactly where it is in your house, or maybe they fell out outside, you're able to locate the case itself. And also all of the notifications and the sounds when you put your buds in, letting you know that they are in correctly and charging, and also if the case is charging. Now, before we go into all of those features I just mentioned a little bit more in depth, just make sure that you have the latest firmware update. Now, this was pushed out maybe 4, 5, 6 days ago, and you want to make sure that you have the release of the version 4.467. If you have 4.467 for your buds and the case, then you will have all of these brand new features that I just mentioned. Now, first off, let's talk about adaptive. So when it comes down to the adaptive audio, when I place these in my ears, then, these will light up because it recognizes, okay, they are, in-ear detection. And so we're going to go with transparency, noise cancellation, or adaptive. Now, what adaptive does is it'll adjust the volume levels with the current environment. So it keeps you aware of all of your surroundings while dynamically reducing the volume of unwanted noises or sounds. So if you're walking or cycling or around the metro or at the gym, you can still stay alert while enjoying your music, your podcasts, and the audiobooks. So it'll be adaptive. So it's the same thing that the Galaxy Buds 3 Pros have as well. Now, next up will be the loud noise protection. Now, this one works in conjunction and automatically with the adaptive audio. So when you try to go through all of your settings or even the more settings, you won't see anything about loud noise protection because it'll automatically work with adaptive audio. So essentially what it'll do is if there is sirens or if there's construction sounds or other sudden loud noises, it will be able to drown that out. So this way it wouldn't hurt your ears. But Google did state that it's not suitable or safeguard against sharp, sudden impulse noises such like gunshots, explosions, and also fireworks. Now, moving on to the head gestures. So this is where if you get a phone call or a text message, you just go right inside of here for controls and gestures. Then you go down here to use head gestures. And this is letting you know that if you have an incoming phone call, you can either nod your head yes to answer or shake your head no, and it'll decline it. Now, one of the things with this one is it doesn't work just yet with text messaging. What's supposed to happen is you will get a read aloud message. So right now, if I put these in my ear, and if I was to text message myself, it will actually tell me who texted me and then what it said. But I don't have any of the head gestures yet to reply back, which means it would probably read me the message, then I would nod my head yes or no, and then it would be able to let me give a response. Right now, this does work with a phone call. Now, this does work right now with a phone call. So I'm going to take my other device right here. I'm going to give myself a call. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to nod, or I'll be able to shake my head. So right now I'm just going to nod, which means yes. So it answered the phone call. So you can see that I'm inside of a call right now. And obviously I'm going to have to blur out a little bit of my screen here just so my phone number of my other device does not show up. But this time I'm going to shake my head. So I'm calling myself right now. I'm going to shake my head, no. And it canceled the call for me without having to interact with the display. Now, as a heads up, Google did mention that the head gestures will not be available immediately after the firmware update, and it'll roll out over the next few weeks. When it comes down to the calls, it does work for me on my Samsung Galaxy device here. I didn't test it just yet on my Google Pixel, but I will because you can connect these buds to multiple devices. So inside of the Pixel buds, what I'll do is I will turn on the option to have this connect to multiple devices. So I'm going to connect it over into the Google Pixel 9 Pro here pretty soon But yeah, you can just turn on your multi-point. This is also where I turned on my in-ear detection. So even though it does work for phone calls, for me personally, right now, it doesn't work for text messaging, but I'll just have to wait the next, week or two, and then more than likely that'll just come right onto the device. Just like the newest feature where when you are charging, if you have your buds inside of here, once the case and the buds reach 100%, you will get a notification on your phone. So this way you're not overcharging your case and the buds. Now, because I wanted to shoot this morning before I went over to the gym, I didn't have enough time to get this thing up to 100% because I'm at 46% currently. But there would be a notification that will pop up letting me know that it is done, so I can go over there and take it off. And then lastly is the improved Gemini Live. So when you're interacting, when you're speaking to it, it is improved and now better at listening to you in noisy environments. So if there's like a TV in the background or if there's a bunch of people around you, it's able to isolate your voice specifically to have better interactions with Gemini Live. And this is available on the Pixel 8 and newer Google phones, and it's thanks to the advanced audio processing that prioritizes your voice and eliminates the background noise. Now, speaking about noises, let's listen to what happens when I was to place the buds into the case, and then also the sound of when it is charging. Again, all being done with that little speaker that is on the bottom. So changing my camera over into the autofocus, let's say I place this in. There's that little ting. I'm going to do this a little bit closer to the microphone. Hopefully you guys have heard that. Then when it comes down over into charging, which, you can do this one wirelessly, you have that little chime. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to the mic again. So that was that chime of charging. And then one last time, just in case if we missed it, here's the chime of putting these buds in. And there are those noises. So that is everything for today's video. So if you own the Pixel Buds Pro 2 and you haven't taken a look at any type of updates lately, at least within the last week, go to your firmware update. Make sure you have the latest version of the 4.467. If you have that, then you have all of these latest features that we've just mentioned, which is now the adaptive audio, which is on the same line as the noise cancellation off and also transparency. You also have the loud noise protection, which works automatically and in conjunction with the adaptive audio. You also have all of your head gestures, which is just right here. This is where you can answer or reject phone calls, and then also either respond back to text messages, which that is the one that I believe we are waiting for. And then you also have better listening Gemini Live, and then all of those case noises, and as well as the notification that your case and buds have reached 100%. But hopefully this video has helped you out in some way. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll try to find a link for these. I'll place this below the video inside the description. These are super nice. I love the sound of them. When it comes down over into my sound profile, I believe I have the heavy bass that is turned on when it comes down to the sound. So when it comes down to the equalizer, the one I'm using is heavy bass. It just sounds really good. It's not too much. There's another one inside of there too that you can change it over into. So if you want to have a little bit more light bass, which I can't change it because it's not in my ears, but you can put in light bass if you wanted to and have a different type of bass experience. But this is the one that I'm using currently. But if you guys have appreciated this video, if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.